The brand new Dunlop Blue Response AS just beat the Michelin Defender 2 in wet braking, dry braking, snow, comfort, and even price. In fact, the Dunlop costs $124 less per set. So, has Dunlop just made Michelin's legendary Defender 2 irrelevant? Not quite, because one result could completely reverse which tire offers better long-term value. Let's examine the data. The performance result comes from Tire Review's 2026 High Mileage All-Season Tire Test. In wet braking, the Dunlop stopped in 165.7 feet, while the Michelin needed 169.3 feet. That makes the Dunlop 3.6 feet or 2% better. Wet handling followed the same pattern. Dunlop completed the lap 0.3 seconds quicker and also received the slightly higher subjective score. These are not massive differences, but the Dunlop has a small and consistent advantage when braking and cornering on wet roads. However, aquaplaning produces a completely different result. The Michelin resisted aquaplaning up to 41.4 miles per hour, compared with only 37.5 miles per hour for Dunlop. That means that the Dunlop's aquaplaning threshold was 9% lower. So, while Dunlop is slightly better during normal wet braking and cornering, Michelin provides considerably more resistance when driving through deeper standing water. But in snow, there is no such compromise. The Dunlop stopped from snow braking test in 52.5 feet, while Michelin required 58.1 feet. That is a substantial 5.6 foot difference, giving the Dunlop a 11% advantage. Snow traction tells the same story. Dunlop accelerated in 4.32 seconds, compared with Michelin's 4.66 seconds, making it 8% quicker. For an all-season tire without the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating, this is a convincing result. If you regularly encounter light or occasional snow, the Dunlop is clearly the stronger performer, and its advantage continues on dry roads. In dry braking, the Dunlop stopped in 125 feet, the Michelin needed 132.5 feet. That is a 7.5 feet shorter or a meaningful 6% advantage for Dunlop. Dry handling, however, was effectively identical. Dunlop completed the lap in 44.53 seconds, while Michelin recorded 44.66 seconds. Subjective scores were also nearly tied at 8.4 against 8.3. So, you're not getting a dramatically sportier tire with Dunlop, but you are getting noticeably stronger braking. Dunlop continues to collect small victories in everyday driving. Its comfort score was 9.5 out of 10, compared with 9 for Michelin. It was also 0.5 decibel quieter. Neither difference is dramatic, but together they suggest that the Dunlop delivers a slightly quieter and more polished ride. Rolling resistance was also 2% lower, so the Dunlop should offer a small fuel efficiency advantage. At this point, Dunlop has won wet braking, snow, dry braking, comfort, noise, and rolling resistance. Then we come to price. In the size 215/55R17, the Michelin Defender 2 costs $210 per tire. The Dunlop Blue Response AS costs $179. That makes the Dunlop $31 cheaper per tire, or $124 cheaper across a complete set. In percentage terms, Dunlop is approximately 15% cheaper than Michelin. Considering that it also wins most performance categories, the Dunlop appears to be the obvious value choice. But now, we reach the results that could change the entire decision. Based on Discount Tires Treadwell data, it estimated the Michelin Defender 2 will last at 56,500 miles. The Dunlop is estimated only at 40,500 miles. That gives Michelin a huge 16,000 mile advantage, or approximately 28% more projected mileage than Dunlop. And this completely changes the value calculation. The Dunlop saves you $124 today, but if Michelin genuinely delivers another 16,000 miles, its higher purchase price could justify over the tire's full lifespan. So, the cheaper tire upfront may not necessarily be the cheaper tire per mile. From my tire expert point of view, the Dunlop Blue Response AS is the stronger performance and upfront value choice. It delivers better wet and dry braking, substantially stronger snow performance, slightly better comfort and efficiency, and it saves $124 per set. For drivers who are looking the best balance of safety, performance, and purchase price, I would choose the Dunlop. However, the Michelin Defender 2 still has two major advantages: significantly stronger aquaplaning resistance and an additional 16,000 miles of projected tread life. If maximum longevity and wet highway security are your priorities, the Defender 2 remains the smarter long-term choice.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.